They are on 24/7, 365 days a year, and deal with people really at their very worst moment in life. I'd like to call on Commissioner Brastad to lead our recognition of National Correction Officers Week.
Thank you, Madam Chair. The first week in May is set aside to honor these brave men and women who work in both our Sheriff's Office and Corrections Department. Unless you've done it, it's hard to know and understand the demanding and dangerous nature of their work every day of the year. Our detention deputies and correction officers and employees maintain a safe environment in the jail and at our correctional facilities, and we are very grateful. As part of National Corrections Officers Week, I'm going to ask Sheriff James Stewart and Dylan Workington, our Director of Corrections, to introduce and recognize their staff. Sheriff?
Good morning, Madam Chair, Commissioners. For the record, my name is James Stewart, and it is my privilege to serve as the Sheriff of Anoka County. I also want to thank you for acknowledging this group of staff today. However, I do not just see them as staff members. I see them as someone who willingly walks the line and does a job that is too often underappreciated or forgotten. Yet no group of Americans has a more difficult or less publicly visible job than the brave men and women who work in our jails and our correctional facilities that we honor this morning. Their chosen profession requires careful and constant attention to detail because what would be a simple mistake in another career field, quite honestly, could result in dire circumstances in their world. Their roles require heightened awareness and a tiring vigilance because the threat of violence is always present in their work environment. They work through staffing difficulties in a challenging facility. They must constantly adapt to changing laws and new policies, and they must keep up with emerging technology and shifting societal expectations. They must be efficient in all of these areas, 24 hours a day, 365 days a year, all while dealing with a variety of people who either choose to be a detriment to our society or have made mistakes that have placed them at their own personal low points. They also try to improve the living conditions and future outlooks of those who are being confined. And the physical and emotional demands made upon them daily do not hinder their sense of obligation to protect and serve others. It is appropriate that Anoka County recognizes and honors their invaluable contributions to our society and to our staff. Thank you. We appreciate the work you do every single day on our behalf, on behalf of our community, the Sheriff's Office, and even our entire nation. Thank you. The detention deputy crew that I have with me this morning includes Cassandra Miller, Sergeant Christina Brittenson, Detention Deputy Jared Wengler, and they're being real humble as they give a subtle nod, that's okay. Sergeant Carrie Wood, Detention Deputy Brent Foss, Detention Deputy Charles Vetch, Detention Deputy Stephen Cater, Sergeant Luke Meverden, and then bringing up the rear, certainly not least, but they are last in this case, we have Lieutenant Dave Tedrow, Commander Dave Paschal, Chief Deputy Tom Wells, and seated Lieutenant Sheila Larson, who also wanted to come out and show their support of our team and the work that they do day in and day out. And lastly, I just want to say thank you for acknowledging the work that they do every day of the year, and it's very much appreciated on behalf of myself and the team. Thank you.
Madam Chair and Commissioners, I greatly appreciate the recognition of Correctional Officers Week. I very much appreciate the words, Commissioner Brastad, that you said regarding the work that they do. I want to just echo the words of Sheriff Stewart as well. Tireless work, 24/7, 365, working shifts, managing people. I was thinking that as law enforcement clears the scene, these folks work with these individuals for hours, sometimes days, sometimes months. And their pro-social context of modeling, of engaging, of managing those multiple things is just amazing. Getting medications delivered in some of our facilities. We operate a little differently in corrections. We have 2 juvenile facilities that use detention officers, and we have our workhouse that uses work release officers. We just had a federal audit, and they randomly chose 30 inmates to be interviewed regarding safety and security within the facility. Without exception, all 30 inmates felt safe and well cared for in our workhouse where the audit occurred. And when I met with the auditor, she said, you know, when I heard the age of your facility, I was thinking, wow, this might be tough. When she got to the facility, she saw that it was run well, orderly, that our policies were in place and well enforced, and that our staff were engaged. And so I couldn't be more proud of the group that we have here. Present with us today is a shift coordinator, Max Bergerson. We also have Carla DeJong, a work release officer, Emma Casper. We have our facility supervisor, Gary White, and the manager of our Rum River campus, Corey Cohan. And so I very much appreciate again the words and the thankfulness that the board brought forward regarding this resolution. Thank you very much.
Congratulations and thank you to all of you. You are crucial to the public safety of our community. Madam Chair, I put forth Resolution 2016-49 and ask that my fellow commissioners join me in support.
Yeah, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion carries. Again, thank you for the wonderful job that you do on behalf of the citizens of Anoka County. That concludes our chair's remarks today, and we will move on to committee reports. Thank you so much. Okay, the first committee report is Management Committee Report. Commissioner West.
Thank you, Madam Chair. The Management Committee recommends that a new position in the Sheriff's Office, effective today, it's a 1 FTE Technical Analyst and Operations Coordinator, grade 13. And I'd just like to comment that in the Sheriff's Office, there are numerous new and existing technologies, and this position has already been recognized by the IT department as being necessary to carry out those new and current technologies. It will be responsible for planning and organizing, implementing, and administering major IT projects, services, and operations. And we all know that technology is necessary to achieve the utmost safety and efficiency in executing the responsibilities of the Sheriff's Office, and this position will ensure the compatibility of the very unique systems and equipment that are used there.
Fantastic.
And I would like to move it.
Okay, it's been moved by Commissioner West. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Okay, second by Commissioner Brassad. Further discussion? Hearing none, roll call vote.
Commissioner Kordiak. Commissioner Silveraja.
Aye.
Commissioner West.
Aye.
Commissioner Gamache.
Aye.
Commissioner Schulte.
Aye.
Commissioner Look.
Aye.
Commissioner Brassad.
Aye.
Motion carries.
And Madam Chair, that concludes my report. The rest is information.
Thank you. We will move on to Finance and Capital Improvements Committee Chair Report. Commissioner Look.
Madam Chair, thank you. We have a number of items to come before the board this morning. The first is that we recommend the county board approve contract C 004913 to Hartman Companies for the renovation of the number 6 and number 17 Chamonix Golf Course in the amount not to exceed $122,860. The funds will be provided by a temporary loan from the County Asset Preservation Fund, and the intention is to repay that in 4 years. User fees of the Chamonix Golf Course. So.
I will move approval. Is there a second?
Second.
Further discussion? Hearing none, roll call vote.
Commissioner Silveraja.
Aye.
Commissioner West.
Aye.
Commissioner Gamache.
Aye.
Commissioner Schulte.
Aye.
Commissioner Look.
Aye.
Commissioner Brassad.
Aye.
Commissioner Kordiak.
Aye.
Motion carries. Next item.
Madam Chair, the second item is we recommend the county board approve contract C 004971 to Houston Galveston Area Council for a cooperative membership agreement and procuring goods and services that have been vetted through a competitive process. And I believe this has to do with our emergency management request. And so we're looking to join forces with this purchasing agreement to get better pricing.
Is there a motion to approve?
I'll move it.
Is there a second?
Second.
Been moved and seconded. Further discussion? Hearing none, roll call vote.
Commissioner West.
Aye.
Commissioner Gamache.
Aye.
Commissioner Schulte.
Aye.
Commissioner Look.
Aye.
Commissioner Brassad.
Aye.
Commissioner Kordiak.
Aye.
Commissioner Silveraja?
Aye. Motion carries. Next item.
Madam Chair, the third item is something that we see come before us, I think, every year, and that is renewal of the following gasoline, diesel, and heating oil contracts for a period of June 1st through May 31st. And you'll see in the notes there kind of how they derive those prices on that. This is just one more opportunity to, I think, bid on a contract now with excellent pricing and fuel.
Okay. Is there a motion to approve item 3A and B?
I'll move it, Madam Chair.
Is there a second?
Second.
Further discussion? Hearing none, roll call vote.
Commissioner Gamache?
Aye.
Commissioner Schulte?
Aye.
Commissioner Look?
Aye.
Commissioner Brassad?
Aye.
Commissioner Kordiak?
Aye.
Commissioner Silveraja?
Aye.
Commissioner West?
Aye.
Motion carries.
And Madam Chair, that concludes the chair's report.
Thank you, Commissioner Look. Now we'll move on to Human Services Committee report. We have just a few items today. The first is on the consent agenda. Social Services, consider recommending the county board apply for and accept a $14,335 grant from the Minnesota Board on Aging for continued support of the Retired and Senior Volunteer Program from July 1st, 2016 through June 30th, 2017. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
It's been moved by Commissioner Brassad, second by Commissioner West. Further discussion? Roll call vote.
Commissioner Schulte?
Aye.
Commissioner Look?
Aye.
Commissioner Brassad?
Aye.
Commissioner Kordiak?
Aye.
Commissioner Silveraja?
Aye.
Commissioner West?
Aye.
Commissioner Gamache?
Aye.
Motion carries. The next item is under Job Training Center. Consider recommending the county board submit a competitive grant application to the Department of Employment and Economic Development Youth Division for the Higher Education Career Advisor Project in an amount of $50,000 to sustain current programming from July 1st, 2016 through June 30th, 2017. And I would move that. Is there a second?
Second.
Further discussion? Hearing none, roll call vote.
Commissioner Look?
Aye.
Commissioner Brassad?
Aye.
Commissioner Kordiak?
Aye.
Commissioner Silveraja?
Aye.
Commissioner West?
Aye.
Commissioner Gamache?
Aye.
Commissioner Schulte?
Aye.
Motion carries. The next item is Resolution 2016 HS7, approving economic assistance actions and payments, and I'll offer that resolution. And it's a roll call vote.
Commissioner Brassad?
Aye.
Commissioner Kordiak?
Aye.
Commissioner Silveraja?
Aye.
Commissioner West?
Aye.
Commissioner Gamache?
Aye.
Commissioner Schulte?
Aye.
Commissioner Look?
Aye.
Motion carries. The final item is Resolution 2016 HS9, accepting gifts for human services. This is a gift from Volunteers of America about their desire to donate up to $3,000 towards construction of a privacy barrier or fence to hide the dumpsters at the workhouse because their facility is right there. So appreciate that gift. So I'll offer Resolution 2016 HS9, and it's a roll call vote.
Commissioner Kordiak?
Aye.
Commissioner Silveraja?
Aye.
Commissioner West?
Aye.
Commissioner Gamache?
Aye.
Commissioner Schulte?
Aye.
Commissioner Look?
Aye.
Commissioner Brassad?
Aye.
Motion carries, and that concludes my report. We'll now move on to Intergovernmental and Community Relations Committee report. Commissioner Brassad.
Thank you, Madam Chair. The committee recommends the board renew the following contracts for the medical examiner services. Contracts are with Yellow Medicine County, St. Louis County, Chisago County, Polk County, and Swift County.
Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded. Further discussion? Hearing none, roll call vote.
Commissioner Silveraja?
Aye.
Commissioner West?
Aye.
Commissioner Gamache?
Aye.
Commissioner Schulte?
Aye.
Commissioner Look?
Aye.
Commissioner Brassad?
Aye.
Commissioner Kordiak?
Aye.
Motion carries. Next item?
The committee recommends the county board enter into an agreement with Carleton County for medical examiner services through 2018. The agreement will be per capita, with the first year set at $87,928, and each year after to be adjusted based on population and per capita rate.
Okay, is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Further discussion? Hearing none? Oh,
I was going to comment that there seems to be no limits to that we will reach out in Minnesota to get up to Carleton County, deal with their needs.
Well, certainly just next to St. Louis County that we already have, so I
Sure,
guess it makes
sure.
some sense, and certainly appreciate the work that's been done in order to continue to expand the counties that we're working with.
Madam Chair, just a point, we're not reaching out, they're reaching to us.
Fine,
We even had Green Bay, Wisconsin send a case to us to be determined whether it was a suicide or murder. So our reputation is expanding greatly, and our workload is expanding greatly also. But it's because of the good job that the doctors do and Gary Alberts out at that facility.
Madam Chair,
Yeah.
Commissioner Kordiak, certainly our limit will be reached at some point when we are limited in the number of doctors available or space available in our facility, but I am thrilled with the fact that we're getting towards capacity. It would be a shame to be working in a facility like that and not have enough partners to really utilize the entire space.
Thank
Okay. Roll call vote.
Commissioner West,
Aye.
Commissioner Gamache,
Aye.
Commissioner Schulte,
Aye.
Commissioner Look,
Aye.
Commissioner Brassad,
Aye.
Commissioner Kordiak.
Aye.
Commissioner Silveraja.
Aye. Motion carries.
That concludes my report.
Thank you. Now we'll move on to Property Records and Taxation Committee Chair Report. Commissioner Kordiak.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I'll just say, first of all, that each of the items that we considered were for information purposes only. One of them is a very small fee review that we're adjusting the fee on UPS delivery charges, just enough to cover the costs that actually exist today. You'll see it in the future discussions on fees. That would conclude my report.
Thank you, Commissioner Kordiak. Now, Public Safety Committee Report. Commissioner Brassad.
The committee recommends the county board adopt resolution 2016 PS02, county board authorization for signatory for annual county boat and water safety agreement, and execute the 2016 state of Minnesota annual county boat and water safety agreement, C0004951, with the total obligation of the state not to exceed $26,737, with an effective date of January 1st, 2016 through June 30th, 2017.
Okay, is there an offer for the resolution?
I'll offer it.
A resolution has been offered by Commissioner Gamache. Further discussion? Hearing none, roll call vote.
Commissioner Gamache,
Aye.
Commissioner Schulte,
Aye.
Commissioner Look,
Aye.
Commissioner Brassad,
Aye.
Commissioner Kordiak.
Aye.
Commissioner Silveraja.
Aye.
Commissioner West.
Aye.
Motion carries. Next item.
The committee recommends the county board adopt resolution 2016 PS04, recognizing Peace Officer Week in Anoka County.
Is there an offer for the resolution?
I'll offer it.
Resolution has been offered by Commissioner Brassad. Further discussion? Hearing,
I would just like to note that our annual law enforcement memorial service will be on May 18th. Wanted to get that plug in
okay, and that's at noon
at noon.
in the lobby. Okay, so May 18th, noon in the lobby. Thank you, Commissioner. Further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. All those opposed? Motion carries.
And that concludes my report.
Thank you, then we'll move
Madam
on.
Chair.
Yes,
Can I ask on the information items, maybe, I have to ask what the firearm storage fee is. I've seen that many times, you have to check your guns and check in various centers. I've never known that we charge a fee. I don't know if we charge it to peace officers, the public, and is anyone prepared to comment about that at all? I'm curious.
Sure.
Commissioner
Good
Bassett.
question, because we discussed that, as you see, at our last meeting. When, say, a defendant or someone that's been charged with a crime is ordered not to have any guns in their possession, the sheriff's preference is that someone else in their family or someone that's legally okay to hold firearms take that. But in some situations, there isn't somebody.
Sure.
So that's what this is for, to cover the handling. There's tracking. It consumes up space. And I think sometimes even as a deterrent, I mean, because they don't want to be in charge and have to overlook of someone's firearms for a certain period of time.
Thank you. I fully understand that. I know some very close situations where they've had to, in most drug charges, when they make some kind of bust, you can't have a firearm anywhere near you. They take them all out, and put them somewhere, so this is just an example. Thank you for that.
Right, thank you. Now we'll move on to Recycling and Resource Solutions Committee report. Commissioner Kordiak.
So like our last report, Madam Chair, this is information, I guess I'm not quite, it was information purposes only. I think that they are relatively routine items of discussion, and I will suggest that that would conclude my report.
Thank you, Commissioner Kordiak. And if there's nothing else to come before the county board, meeting is adjourned.
And I believe our HRA meeting is timed